Hi there. One of the things that I have come to be known on the internet for is sharing content that inspires my audience. My name is Tihesa Bojona, and in this video, I am going to share with you two different things that I do when it comes to creating content. And these two things actually help me tap into my audience's feeling or essence and create content that actually really inspired them. I'm going to tell you one thing has something to do with water. No, not the drinking of water, but it has something to do with water. Stay tuned if you want to know what it is. So, what is it that I'm talking about, right? So before I say anything about it, I wanted to share one experiment that happened by Dr. Emoto. His name is Dr. Emoto. I don't know exactly where he's from. He's Asian from my understanding. And the experiment goes like this. So he experimented using words and using music and using kind of vibration around water and checking what impact these words or vibration or music had on water. And so he used words like maybe love, words that have higher vibration, and then he also used words that had lower vibration like hate and like words that have higher vibration, including like love, hope, whatever else that you can think of, and then lower vibration like negative vibration, hate and stuff like that. Or one other experiment is ignoring, right? And so the results were truly magnificent. So what he noticed was that when we were using words like love or words with high vibration around water, that water formed these beautiful crystal-like forms inside of the particles of water, that it formed those particles naturally. The water moved around and formed these beautiful particles. But when we used words like hate words or negative vibration, like low vibration word, it actually distorted the water. Right? It distorted the water. Same thing with music. Certain music created the same crystal-like forms in the water, and then certain types of music, different other types of music created distortion in water. Where am I going with this, right? Where am I going with this? I'm going to the number one thing that I do that actually helps me create content that is deeply inspired my audience. The one thing, right? I'm going to share two things with you. The first one I'm going to share with you is music, right? And why did I share this whole story about the Dr. Emoto review and all that? Why? Because our body, right? Our body, from my understanding, I am not a doctor, but you know this, you feel it in your body, that a whole huge percentage of our body is composed of water. From my understanding, at least 50 to 70% of a human body is composed of water, which means those words have the same impact on us as it does on water, which also means music. Certain types of music will have certain sort of impact, certain types of impact on you, and some certain types of music will actually make your energy scatter, right? And so this is actually one of my big secret, is that when I put certain types of music on, like classical music, or like if you can feel your own vibration, any sort of music that makes raises your vibration high, right? It changes everything. If you've done this before, you know that when you are listening to certain types of music, you feel inspired, right? I can go from not knowing what I'm going to talk about in my next Facebook Live or in my next newsletter to turning some like my favorite music's on, and literally like just within a few minutes of finding out exactly, right, figuring out exactly what it is that I am going, not only what I'm going to be talking about, but what it is that is going to move my audience next. Why? Because by doing that, it actually is helping me tap into the bigger, the higher part of myself, right? That intuitive part of myself. What many people don't realize, or maybe they do, I don't know, is that when we are reaching to that part of ourselves, that inner part, that deeper part of ourselves, that deeper part is so connected to every other single human being on the planet Earth, right? It's so related and so connected. So when we feel that in that space, that is how other people also can listen to your message, to your content, and feel inspired by it. So that's the number one thing that I wanted to share with you when it comes to creating. One of the things that I do that really help me create content that inspires my audience is listen to music that makes me makes my vibration go high up, like that, feel inspired. On my blog post, on the blog post that's attached to this video, you will see at the bottom I'll share some of my favorite music that makes me vibe high and makes me feel inspired. The second thing that I wanted to share with you, you may already know this, right? Second thing that helps me feel very, very inspired whenever I'm feeling like, oh my God, I'm feeling blank, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. This helps me tremendously, is staying quiet and going and doing my now very, very famous 0-point exercise. 0-point exercise that actually quiets the chatter of my mind and helps me deeply connect to, again, that deeper part of myself that is connected to the whole universe, right? And through that, actually, through this also, sometimes I call it the database of the universe. I get so inspired for the next step to take, because then it's not about, okay, what does everybody wants from me, but more of what is it that everybody needs to hear right now that will inspire them, that will change something in their lives, right? So those are the two things that I do to help me get inspiration when I am creating content. One is listening to music, inspirational music that inspires me, music that create those like beautiful crystal in the water of my body, right? That's one. And then the second thing that I do is my famous 0-point exercise. If you have never heard of the 0-point exercise, I'll put a link below this video and you can request to access it. Thank you for listening. Talk to you soon. Bye.